Hey guys, welcome back to another day of rinseless washing in my garage wearing slippers. So today we're going to be washing the Mini 2016 Mini John Cooper Works. Talked about it many times on the channel before. I'm going to be using Clean by Pan the Organizer. I don't really want to get into in the comments anything about Pan or whatever. I just want to test the product, show you what I think of it. Maybe it's great, maybe it's not, and we'll see how it is. So rinseless wash. Clean by Pan the Organizer. Add 1 ounce of product to 2 gallons of water, 256:1 for exterior interior cleaning. Use with a premium rinseless wash sponge, microfiber towels, or a microfiber wash mitt. Clean one section at a time. Dry with a clean microfiber towel. Waterless wash is 128:1. Branding looks good. I would obviously like rinseless to be big and clean to be small. I just think it would be easier to just see rinseless in giant letters. Obviously, like any other brand, you're going to get used to it. That's what the bottle looks like. So let me grab I've got my Yeti bucket here. I have my funnel here. So we'll do 2. Okay, so it's like a white, milky product. So there's 2 ounces of product. Put that in here. And we will add water. It's not the dirtiest car. It's not the cleanest car. There's dust all over it. There's some bugs, there's some brake dust, there's some stuff to do here. I just don't have, my cars aren't very dirty, I'm sorry. I don't drive a ton anymore, and I don't take them out in the mud. But cleaning a clean car, isn't that like, I don't know, is that something we all want to do one day, right? So this has been, I don't know, 3-4 weeks since I last cleaned it. I did the windshield test maybe a week ago. So I've got this 5-gallon bucket. There's probably a little bit over 4 gallons of water in here, so I want to use slightly under the 256:1, but we'll go with it. I'm going to use this. This is the Detail Co sponge. I like the color. I think it's nice. And we will mix up a bottle of Rinseless. Let's use this bottle. So this bottle right now is currently full of Nemesis. I really like Nemesis. While Nemesis doesn't unseat Hero as my favorite rinseless wash, it's really only because it's a very different product. Nemesis is really designed to clean dirty cars, and Hero leaves behind some protection. Hero is, there's more slickness. I'd say Hero is like a maintenance wash product, where Nemesis is more of like a cleaning product, right? So we'll spray the whole thing like we normally do. Just go through the normal process. This is a Solo 260 sprayer. It's battery powered, rechargeable. It's about 45 bucks. You can get them from Obsessed Garage. You can get them on Amazon and some other places too. I like the Solo sprayer for this type of work. I think that it works very well. I did have a different Solo sprayer before this, the one with the light gray head, and I found that over time the filter would clog up and it would kind of make the bottle implode because there wasn't any way for air to get in. I think this one does a little bit better job. Interestingly enough, it uses the same charger as the Scan Grip lights do. So if you, like me, accidentally give away all your chargers for all of your Scan Grip lights, you'll end up ordering more. So that's that. Smells good. I don't really know how to describe it. It's kind of, I don't know, it's pleasant and fruity. I don't know. I can tell you good or bad. I can't really tell you exactly what it is. So this car is a 2016 Mini Cooper, John Cooper Works. It has about 60,000 miles on it. It's lowered on NM springs. It has an NM rear sway bar, 25 millimeter rear sway bar. It has a NM rear sway bar end links. It has an NM intake. It has a tune from Mario Palza, M-Cube Motorsports. I think it's a Manic tune, technically. It's not very dirty, but has some other things. The black waistline trim, the JCW logo on the roof, has an M&M strut tower bar. Motegi track light wheels, got factory Brembos. Those are EBC yellow stuff pads, power stop rotors. It's a lot of fun. I actually really enjoy this car. Has an amp and sub in it. A lot of this stuff was done on camera. I bought it lowered, but my previous Mini I lowered on the exact same spring, so that video exists too. It's just with an orange car instead of this gray one. Yeah, that was really what got me into Minis. I just kind of always wanted one. Picked up this orange Mini Cooper X, Mini Cooper S, which was a volcanic orange, and it was a great car. It was a lot of fun, and somebody hit it, had it parked kind of on the side of the road in like a parking spot, and somebody hit it and it got totaled. So I found this car. I bought this with 40,000 miles. I've had it for 3 years, 4 years. I want to say I bought it in 2021. It's almost 2025, so 4 years, yeah. It needs a smog certificate soon, and I'm not sure if it's going to pass or not because it's tuned. And California changed all of our laws and how they deal with tunes here. So in most other states, and it used to be this way in California, if you plug in a scan tool to the OBD2 port and it says all of your monitors have passed, your CAT and your O2 and your EVAP and all of that, as long as all of your stuff is set and passed, you're typically good. Well, California, from what I understand over the last couple of years, has been reading all of these cars to understand what the norm is. And if you have a program on your ECM that's different than the norm, they're going to start flagging you and you're going to start failing smog over it. So I'm interested to see what happens. I'm going to take this in and get it smogged. I just got my registration renewal in the mail, so I have until December to do it. So we'll take it in. If it fails, then we'll revert it to stock. I'm hoping I don't have to, because if I have to revert it to stock, I'm going to have to send the ECM to Mario to do it. Or I could drive the car down to him. He's in Agora Hills. So I am getting some, doesn't quite have the cleaning power that Nemesis does, but man, I don't know that much does. So originally when I had this tuned, back in the day, I bought a handheld programmer, did a read, sent it to him. He wrote a program, sent it back, and then I went to write it, and the DME got stuck in this weird state, and the car wouldn't start. So I worked with somebody online who helped me recover my DME and rebuild it from scratch, which is really what's cool about BMW. The programming community around them is tremendous. So once it came back, I really had no choice but to take it to Mario and have him do it directly. I could have mailed the ECM to him, I suppose, but... So I drove the car down. It was a good experience, actually. He threw me the keys to his Jeep. He had a lifted Jeep Wrangler and just said, you know, come back in an hour or two and I should be done. So I went to like Starbucks, went shopping a little bit, just wasted some time, and then came back and he had my car all set. And honestly, it's been 4 years, 20,000 miles. I haven't had a single hiccup, not one. It's been incredibly solid. I did normal maintenance stuff on the car. When I got it at 40, I did coils, because the coils are known to fail. Certain Minis come with Bosch coils, some come with Einen coils. This one had the Bosch. The Bosch are known to fail, so I put the Dynon coils on it. And I don't know the Dynon coils are any better than the factory. They're probably not, but Holly owns MSD and Dynon, so I just figured, why not? So had coils at 40. I'll probably need them again at 80. It had plugs at 40, and then I did them again at 60 just the other day. And then it gets an oil change every 5,000 miles. BMW calls for it every 10, but it's not expensive to maintain your car. Because it's tuned, I want to go a little above and beyond. It's set up with boost by gear, so in third gear I'm running like 21 pounds. I want to say in second gear is like 17. First gear is like 14. It does have spacers on it, 15 millimeter Burger tuning spacers. You need at least 12 to clear the brakes with these 17-inch wheels. Honestly, I had the wheels left over from the orange car, the one that got totaled. I don't know that I would have done the same wheels on this car because this has the Brembo brakes. That one didn't, so I didn't need spacers on that. But I don't dislike how the spacers look. I just don't love the idea of needing them to make the wheels fit the car. So this is a gauntlet, Rag Company gauntlet, 16 by 27. This is the medium drying towel if you're buying towels from Obsessed Garage. If you're buying them from Rag Company, it's the 16 by 27 gauntlet. I do like this towel a lot. It's not too big, not too small. You can see that I've done almost the entire car with one towel. So right now this car doesn't have a ceramic coating on it. It doesn't have any protection on it. It's pretty clean. Mostly because I've been using it for testing polishes and different stuff like that on the channel. I have a handful of coatings. I'll put something on it eventually here. As much as I really like this car, it's probably my favorite car I've ever owned. And if you don't know, my history, I've actually had 30 cars. That might be a good video. All the cars I've owned. But this is car number 30 for me. And at 4 years, I think it's actually the longest that I've ever kept a car. And it's just, I don't know, it's the most fun car I've ever owned. It's not the best, it's not the fastest. It probably has the best handling of anything I've ever owned. But I've owned cars that were more expensive. I've owned cars that were faster. I've owned cars that were slower. Kind of everything in between. So, ooh, this smells good. So this in my hand is ceramic spray sealant. Again, cleaned by pan. I'm using it as we'll call it a quick detailer. A lot of people don't like the term drying aid when the car is already dry. Not looking to set anybody off, but just using it to add some slickness, some layer of protection. I also find that, you know, when you get into kind of the nooks and crannies with something like that, the cracks and crevices, with something like this, that water that is stuck or pooled in certain places will often just run out. Or at the very least, when it dries, it won't spot. If you have water that's prone to spotting. Apologies about the extension cord here in the shot. I apparently decided yesterday, after working on the Dodge Ram, that I was going to record a video of my garage, basically until the 1 terabyte SSD that's attached to my camera got completely filled. And then eventually the battery went dead. And then the camera shut off. So I had to delete a bunch of videos today and then record. So let's talk clean by pan. First, let's talk BioBombs. That Fresh AF BioBomb bar smells really good. It's one of those things you kind of forget about it, and then you open up your car after a couple days and you're like, oh yeah, that car does smell good. But the Rinseless is fine. I don't think that it's remarkable. It's very clean, meaning like there isn't a lot of slickness left behind. Like I can kind of squeak. I'm not getting fingerprints left behind, which is nice. Yeah, it feels very clean, like I could just follow it with a polish or something along those lines. It would probably make a good cleaner for your car. You know, maybe in between days of polishing, if you're out here polishing your car and then, you know, the end of the day happens and you come out tomorrow and you've got a little bit of a layer of dust, but you want to, you know, work on your car without washing it. I think it's going to be great for that. No real protection, at least it doesn't feel like it, because there's no slickness. So my perception is if there's no slickness, then there's no protection. This, on the other hand, the ceramic spray sealant. I like this a lot. So one, the smell is excellent. It's a little on the strong side. I like it, I enjoy it. If you didn't enjoy it, it would probably bother you because it is a little, I don't know, It's on the stronger side, just say that. The slickness of it is really good. So this is more of like the drying aid that I'm used to, right? I talked a little bit about the one from Detail Co. and that it can't really be sprayed on the panel directly without dilution, and you know, I do like it, but this is just, it's a lot easier, right? It's slick. Now, this does have just, yeah, this is really, really slippery. You can see even on the windshield, we're not getting streaking. It's drying really well. It's sticking well to the plastic. On things like, let's just try this plastic trim and see what happens there. Yeah, so we're not getting any like streaks or haze. This has DIY Detail Restore and Protect on it. I mean, it's way slicker than if you watched the video that I did on the glass coating from Labro Cosmetica. I'm using coating loosely. It was like a glass sealant. This is way slicker than that. I did the whole car with 2 towels. One for drying aid, one for drying. Yeah, I like this a lot. I like this a real lot. This might give OG drying aid a run for its money, honestly. It works really, really well. So if you're looking for an OG drying aid, but you don't want to buy from OG, you know, maybe you aren't inside the hex, maybe shipping is too expensive, maybe, I don't know, something about that. I am getting a little bit of haze on the glass after wipe off. Interestingly, only on this side. This is the side that has the spray sealant from Labro on it. I went right up to the middle of the windshield, so that's interesting. But yeah, this seems super solid. So, all right, let me get another towel, try to fix that windshield. When in doubt, traceless seems to always be the answer. From what I understand, this bottle's basically paint thinner. Or, well, spray solvent. It's basically just all solvent. But it is still remarkable. So yeah, that took it off. I missed a little bit of a spot here, but yeah, excellent job. So if you're in the market for a Mini, this is going to be for sale soon. It's not really necessarily what this video is about, but the intention is the lease is up on the Passport. This is going to get sold. I'm going to buy, I'm looking for a Mercedes GLK. So if you have a GLK, specifically it's 14 or 15 GLK 350 4MATIC. It needs to have heated front seats. Everything else I don't really care about. I'd actually prefer it to be closer to stock. Oh, and keyless go. It has to have keyless go also. Yeah, this is super solid. The one thing that I will say is you kind of want to make sure that you just watch for overspray. Make sure that you wipe everything off. But if you have a section that kind of dries on the panel, you can just come back with another spray. At least, you know, right away, it seems to wipe right off. So that's great. So let's wrap it up. Clean by pan rinseless. I found that it worked well. It feels very like McKee's 914 to me, the version 1, the original. It's very clean. It's very squeaky. Nothing left behind. And McKee's is like what I use to clean my countertops. Like it's just a really clean product. I don't know that it becomes my like long-term go-to. McKee's is actually in my three. Like right now I like keeping 3 rinselesses. One is Hero. Hero is good for like maintenance washes, slickness, one and done style product. Nemesis is good for dirty cars, super dirty cars. It's great at breaking down bugs and dirt and just letting that stuff run off your car, and it has the ability to just clean a dirty car. It's like if you have a car that's borderline bucket wash and rinseless, Nemesis is your answer. And then my third one is McKee's, because I like McKee's for cleaning my cabinets and my screens and all of that stuff. It doesn't have any gloss in or anything that's left behind. It's just a nice clean product that also feels safe because it's not super aggressive. So I think that this Clean by Pan could replace McKee's. I don't think that I like it better than Hero, and I don't think that I like it better than Nemesis. I don't see a reason for it over one of those 2 products. If I want something to be clean, I think I would use Nemesis. And if I like a car, if I want my car to be clean, I think I would use Nemesis. If I want my car to be like a one and done, shiny product, Hero is the answer, in my opinion. I think that it has an overall better user experience. The spray sealant, I like the spray sealant. I like the slickness. I like the user experience of it. It's obviously got some compatibility issues with like the windshield sealant that I had on here. I had all that haziness that kind of formed on this half of the windshield. But not every product is going to be compatible with every other product. So test spots, that's a reason why they exist. The rest of the car I have no problems with. Everything else looks great. It's got great slickness. It's just very, 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 very slick. It might be better than the OG drying aid. Is there a panel that I missed anywhere? Okay, I missed the back window. Perfect. So let's hit this. Let's dry that off. Yeah, it's slicker than the OG drying aid. Not a ton. Maybe like 15, 20%. But it's definitely slicker than the OG drying aid. Now, on a regular basis, would I use it? I think the answer is probably yes. Now, I will say, I mentioned that it smells good, and it does smell good, but the scent is very strong. And it's very noticeable at this point right now when I'm standing in this garage that doesn't have ventilation. It's just an open garage. Now my door is open, but the wind isn't blowing. And I don't know, I'm getting a little bit of a headache. Like the smell is just a little strong. It's a little much for me. The smell is good, but it's still like too much of a good smell can, bother you. So I do like the fact that this has no smell. So I would say if I was doing an interior rinseless wash, I would probably use the OG drying aid, or I'd at least use less of the clean. I know I put quite a bit of clean on it, because it's a lot. But I'm used to using this, and normally I apply a lot of product. I buy this by the gallon. I don't dilute it. I just run it straight. So that might be something to try too, is if I dilute that sealant, I wonder how it does. So that might be something for a different day. But yeah, I mean, the finish is excellent. The gloss is excellent. The feeling, like the slipperiness is excellent. I just want to rub all over my paint. It's like addicting, the slickness. Yeah, I don't even, it's something. But the scent is strong. And I don't know that I would want to be out here in the garage all day after spraying it with no air movement or no ventilation. Like I think that it would probably bother me after a bit. Battery went dead in the camera. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the pan sealant outside for the foreseeable future because I like it. And I want to see how it reacts in the sun and in some other circumstances. Like inside my garage, it's nice and cool, moisture's down, heat's down, humidity's, like everything is solid in here. I had a great user experience, just, you know, the smell's a little strong. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to get that bottle down to like 50% capacity, and then we're going to add a little bit of, we'll top it off with water and just run it 1-to-1, see how it works. I bet it still works well, but I don't know for sure. So yeah, and if you're interested in this, let me know, especially if you're in the California area. I don't necessarily think it makes sense to ship it across the country, but it's a good car. I have all the stock parts. All the mods that I've done are on video. So, you know, if you're interested in it, it might not be a bad car to get into a Mini. And yeah, like I said, looking for a GLK. And I found one 2 weekends ago, and then it got sold before I got up there. So we'll see when the next one pops up. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you're interested in any of these products, everything I've used, the links will be down in the description. The links will go to the House of Rags. If you use one of my links, you get 10% off, and I get a 10% kickback for referring you. And that's just one of the ways that you help to support my channel, and I really appreciate that. All of these products I purchased with my own money. I placed a pretty big order with the House of Rags, and actually subsequently another order with the House of Rags. One of the things I didn't talk about today, but I did use quite a bit on camera, is this sponge. And this is the Detail Co. Nemesis sponge. I do like it quite a bit, enough that I ordered another one. There's actually another one on its way to me. I like the baby blue color. Now, I do have this problem where like I get into wheel and it gets me a bunch of brake dust all over it. But I did find, I did that to my Phoenix COD sponge accidentally, and then I threw it in a bucket of Nemesis Rinseless and it just kind of came clean. So I might try the same thing here with this. But yeah, I like this sponge. It's probably my favorite rinseless sponge right now, just because of the color and the, you know, the design of it. Like the design actually works very, very well, similar to the DIY Detail or the Rag Company Ultra sponge. But those don't have the color. I like this baby blue. I think it's really good to be able to see if you've got something that's dirty and not be dragging it across your paint all the time. But that is the downside, that you end up with a black corner of the sponge. So you just got to be careful and watch out for brake dust, and you can use a different towel or rag or something along those lines for your wheels to make sure that doesn't happen. I have small gauntlets. I should have used one of those for the wheels, but I did want to see how the pan product was going to work at removing the dirt from the rag, and it did a good job. I mean, overall, I don't have any water spots. Everything looks good. Everything came out nice and clean. Just, I don't know. It's not game changing. It's good. It's effective. We have so many effective products at this point, so many good products. I'm looking for ones that are really like remarkable. And I think that sealant is, honestly. I'm going to see how it holds up. I'm going to see how long it lasts on this car. I'll talk about it in subsequent videos, but I think the sealant is, you know, a fantastic product. And the Rinseless is okay. So Detail Co. has a better Rinseless, and Clean has a better sealant. And we're still going to test the polishes. I really did like Endgame, but I have Pan spray polish, I have Pan's panel prep spray, I have a shampoo, and I have a tire dressing, and I haven't tested any of those yet. So we'll test those out as well. So the next thing we'll probably do is a physical wash, like a bucket wash, using Pan's soap, his shampoo, and the tire dressing. Try to get that tomorrow. The Honda's a little dirty. It's outside right now. And 2 of the tires have no dressing on it. The other 2 have the Detail Co. tire dressing on them. So anyway, thank you for watching. Have a great day.